Example number 7 is a continuous graph because that's a solid line. The fractions and the pieces all make sense. And question 8 says a pet store is selling puppies for $50 each. It has 8 puppies to sell, and sketch a graph for this situation. So across the bottom here we have puppies, and we did 8 tick marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up the left hand side we had money, and I made my tick marks go up by $100. 100, 200, 300, 400. This is going to be a discrete set because they're dots. You can't buy a half a puppy. That has no meaning. So one puppy is $50. 2 puppies are 100. 3 is 150. 4 is 200. 5 is 250. 6 is 300. And the dots continue until you get to 8 puppies, $400. And the last example on the last page of your notes, number 9, says to write a story for each graph. And in this graph we have 3 or 4 specific trends in the graph. We're looking at time versus distance. And we're going to say in this story you're leaving school. So you leave school and you start walking. And after you are walking for a little bit, you're going away from school at a steady pace. Well, all of a sudden here it's a little steeper. That means you're going further away from school at a faster rate. So maybe you realize you're running late and you start running. Now this, number 3, means you stay the same distance away from the school. So maybe for some reason at 3 you stop at Keekstra's dollar store and browse their candy bin for a while. And then you return to school. You realize you're not going to be late, so you return to school at a steady rate. So here, this flat, this horizontal, means you stay the same distance away from school. Now our second graph, you'll notice the picture looks the same, but now we're looking at time versus speed. And the first two actually start out the same. Number 1, you walk away from school. And your rate is actually picking up. You're getting a little bit faster. And then after you warmed up a little bit, you kind of start running. And now your rate is picking up at a faster rate. And now this 3 right here, this doesn't mean you stay the same distance. This means you continue at that rate for some amount of time. So then you jog for a while. And then number 4, this last one, you gradually slow down. And this last example, we're looking at the depth of a pool. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that are happening on this graph. First one, I'm going to say you start with 1 hose. That pool is getting deeper. And number 2, you realize that's not happening fast enough, so you borrow 2 neighbors' hoses, or 2 hoses from neighbors. And you will notice with that 2 that it's increasing at a much faster rate. Number 3, for some reason, all the water is turned off. Apparently you should have paid all of the water bills. Now with number 4, it's increasing, increasing faster than 1 but not as fast as 2. So here you had 1 hose, here you had 3 hoses, and now you use 2 hoses to fill it. And then once you get it almost all the way full, that pool springs a leak. Let's just say you have a leak and the pool drains. So one more time, 1 hose. Here you have 3 hoses. It increases at a faster rate. All the water is turned off. Then you can only have 2 hoses, and then that pool springs a leak and all of the water drains out of it.